Peace everyone, Unmasked here, and welcome back to the Drawing Journal. Alrighty then, so I just got back from London. I have a ton of video and pictures and all kinds of stuff that I have to go through and edit. I was gonna try to do it today, but I have other things that I have to finish today. Since I took the whole weekend off, I just feel a little bit behind. But anyway, I am still working on the Ninja from last week, and I am going to start shading it. So, I'll just talk a little bit about my trip to London. You'll learn more about it when I release the video, finish editing and going through all my footage. But basically, I left Friday morning. Yeah, like Friday morning, but the flight didn't take off until like noon. Left from Katowice, and then we landed around like 3 o'clock London time. Got picked up by the subscriber that I was delivering the subscriber portrait to. So that's kind of what I was doing in London, is I was delivering a subscriber portrait, which kind of goes into shading this because the pencils that I'm using, so I'm using Prismacolor very thin pencils, and these are a lot different. The very thin are a lot different than the soft ones, that the Premier pencils that a lot of people use to color things. These ones are very, very dense. The colors themselves are very hard. They sharpen really well. I wish Prismacolor's Premier sharpened as well as these ones, but these ones aren't like the waxy kind that you would be used to using. These ones are, yeah, they're different. But what I like about them, and these are the pencils that I use to color all of my subscriber portraits with. I like them because of the way that you can blend. You can blend them similar to graphite, and I really like that quality about them. And I only use white, black, and brown, dark brown, when I'm doing the subscriber portraits, because that's how I do it. Anyways, so I kind of had an idea with this piece for a little while as far as what I was going to do, and I wasn't going to color it, I was going to shade it with this, but I don't really have an idea for my light source. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the light source at the top, just kind of shining down. Anyways, so once we got to London, we went to Walton on Thames, which is where my subscriber lives, and we walked around the city a little bit. I'll show a couple photos that I have here on screen, and we just walked around a little bit. It was pretty dark by this time, and it was really cold. And then we went back and ate some food, and then went to sleep. Woke up, what time did I don't know, it was like maybe 7 or something like that. The next morning, Saturday morning, woke up, and Anna and I went into London, jumped on the train, and went to London Waterloo Station, and from there we took the subway over to London Bridge. We walked over London Bridge, and then over towards Tower Bridge, and I'll show you I'll show you a few photos. This video is not going to be as long as normal drawing journals. Probably only make it like 10 minutes long or something like that. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. But yeah, we walked over London Bridge, and then walked over to Tower Bridge, and then we were pretty hungry at this time. It was about 11 o'clock, and so we walked up to this vegan burger place, and it was pretty good. It wasn't fantastic. It was pretty disappointing, to be honest with you. But it was, my burger was pretty good. I would definitely eat it again. The French fries were very mediocre. They were kind of soggy and undercooked. Anna didn't really like her burger, and um, yeah. And from there, we walked over to the London Museum, which I confused with the British Museum. I would have wanted to go to the British Museum, not the London Museum. Although the London Museum was free to go into and everything, so we had that. And we didn't stay there very long because it was so hot inside. It was really cold outside. It was probably only like 4 or 5 degrees, or less than that. It could have been like 1 or 2. Um, but so we were bundled up because we were walking around, and it was raining. It was raining the entire time, all day. Um, but we kind of got surprised by this parade, this random parade. I had no idea what it was. It just seemed like random people walking through the street dressed up. Um, and because there was a lot of military, but then there was just like this random like group of Chinese with the dragon thing. And it just seemed really weird. And marching bands, there was like 3 or 4 marching bands, Scottish marching band, and then like regular. Um, so it was, yeah, it was just a mix of a bunch of different things. And we, yeah, I got some video of that, which I'll show in another video when I finish going through all the stuff and editing it. Um, we walked around the London Museum a little bit, not for too long. Like I said, we got way too hot and we left. Um, oh, but when we were leaving the restaurant that we ate at, we came across this little kind of kiosk that was selling um, cupcakes, and it was just awesome. They had vegan cupcakes, and I actually got there was 4 vegan cupcakes and then a vegan brownie, and I got one of everything. It was fantastic. They were really good too. Um, and then, yeah, we walked down to, what was it, St. Paul's Cathedral. Briefly, we had a lot to see in one day, and by this time it was like, I think it was like 1400, so it was getting pretty late. It was going to start to get dark, and we haven't seen Big Ben or the Buckingham Palace. So I took like one picture of St. Paul's Cathedral, and we didn't even walk around it or anything. We just ran over to the next subway station and jumped on that and went back to Waterloo because Big Ben is over there. Then we walked past Big Ben, walked around it on our way to Buckingham Palace. By this time, it was like 1500 or something like that by the time we got over to Buckingham Palace. And we just took a few pictures there at Buckingham Palace and then headed back. And we walked through the Arch of Wellington, jumped on a subway back to Waterloo Station. Then we jumped back on a train and headed back to Walton on the Thames. And that was pretty much the experience. Played some cards, played this really fun game. I can't remember the name because it's in Polish. It's 1,000 though. It's called 1,000. And it's really fun. It's kind of like spades, but no teams. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then we woke up about 4:30, 5 o'clock or something like that. And it was a bit of a hassle getting to the airport. I was kind of annoyed for a little bit because I thought we were going to miss our flight. I'm not familiar with the Luton airport, so I didn't know how difficult it was going to be to get through security and all that stuff. So yeah, kind of got on my nerves. We were a bit later leaving than I wanted to leave at 5 because I knew it took like an hour or something like that to get to the airport. And our flight, the gate closes at 8:10, and I didn't know how difficult it was going to be to get through security and all that stuff. So I would have liked to leave at 5. We didn't leave until like a little bit after 6, and I was a bit worried. We had to get a taxi, um, and it was expensive as can be, uh, but it worked out okay, and we got to the airport. Good timing because we ended up not having to wait really at all, so it was nice. And yeah, I always sleep on planes. I am almost never awake. Even like flying the 10, 11 hours from the United States over here to Germany, uh, I almost am never awake at all. I sleep like the entire time. There's just something about a plane that puts me to sleep. So yeah, I fell asleep, woke up, I was back in Poland. That's pretty much how that flight went. Um, and then we got some food from this potato restaurant that we always go to after we got back into Katowice from the airport and came home. And that's pretty much it. I got, I don't know, I got somewhere around 200 videos to go through. I got some time lapses. It was a fun trip. London was really, it was a lot. There was a lot of traffic, ton of traffic. Just I couldn't believe how much traffic there was, and it just seemed like the whole city was under construction, which seems to be the theme anytime I go visit a place is that everything's under construction. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. I know I didn't really do a lot, but one of the things I wanted to show you is the reason I like to use these pencils is because you can use a blending stump and you can smooth all this stuff out, which is how I get my subscriber portraits skin so smooth. Because you can do the light layers similar to graphite. I would say these are pretty close. Like the lead density is kind of like maybe H2. It has that about that density. So you can do light layers and then you can blend them out, and it makes everything nice and smooth. And I like that about these pencils, which is why I use them. And they look just wonderful on this tan paper. Using the white, black, and brown on this tan paper is just, yeah, it's awesome. Anyways, I didn't really do much, and I apologize for that. But I got other things to do. I have a fun video tomorrow that's coming out. And then, of course, behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but at this eyeball here, I will have the time-lapse and tutorial this week for that. And that pretty much covers it. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're new to my channel, thanks for watching. And if you're unfamiliar of what the Drawing Journal is all about, you can ask me questions in the comments about whatever you want, and I'll try to answer them in the next week video. Do these every Monday. And that's pretty much it. I have a new microphone coming, so I'm hoping that that will let me do more voiceovers and narrations for all of my videos, because right now recording my voice high quality is kind of a pain. But in the future, hopefully I can add more narrations and things like that just to make my videos more interactive and fun to watch. Anyways, I will see you next time. Take care. Peace.